You try to sleep, but your mind continues to turn. A single thought triggers a cascade of anxieties, and suddenly, the night is gone. Small details distort into catastrophic stories. A short text message, a minor error at work, or a friend's silence become proof that something is terribly wrong. Well-meaning people suggest you just relax or stop thinking so much. If willpower alone could flip that switch, you'd have found the exit a long time ago. Chronic overthinking leads to a state of severe mental and physical exhaustion. It leaves you feeling trapped in a mind that refuses to let you rest. To find a way out, look at the mechanism behind the noise. This is fear wearing the mask of preparation. The human mind interprets uncertainty as an active danger. When you don't know what the future holds, the nervous system begins a desperate search for answers to keep you safe. This leads to rumination, the repetitive cycle of rehearsing fears without ever reaching a resolution. You analyze the same conversation or the same mistake, hoping to find a sense of security. This search for external control creates more internal chaos. It leaves you trapped in a mental room with no door, where every thought leads back to the same tension. Today's anxiety often echoes an environment from your past. If you grew up with constant criticism or emotional neglect, you learn to scrutinize every word and action to survive. A historically unsafe environment programs the nervous system to stay alert. Your body learns to anticipate disappointment and danger, even when the threat has long since passed. This explains why you might feel suspicious when life is calm and quiet. To a hyper-vigilant brain, peace feels like the prelude to a disaster. For the brain, constant alertness functions as a survival strategy. It prioritizes the exhaustion of overthinking over the potential pain of being caught off guard. Perfectionism stems from a paralyzing terror of what happens if you make a mistake. It is the fear of failure disguised as a high standard. The mind runs through a list of consequences: judgment from others, disappointing your family, or choosing the wrong life path. A clear line exists between these states. Healthy planning leads to action. Overthinking keeps you frozen, asking, what if everything goes wrong? The demand for perfect certainty and timing results in complete inaction. You stay stuck, waiting for guarantees life cannot provide. Waiting for that guarantee ensures you never move. Progress requires accepting that certainty is often out of reach. In relationships, fear of rejection causes a person to overanalyze every minute detail: a delayed reply, a change in tone, or a shift in body language. Small amounts of emotional distance are registered by the nervous system as total abandonment. The mind works overtime to prevent a pain it has felt before. This burden also appears in our spiritual lives. A sincere desire to please Allah can mutate into overwhelming guilt if we forget that we are allowed to be human. Islamic reflection leads to growth and hope. Excessive rumination leads to mental punishment and the destruction of your inner peace. Whether analyzing a relationship or your own standing with God, overthinking strips away the very peace it is trying to find. The spiritual remedy for this mental load is tawakkul, the practice of trusting Allah's wisdom after you have made your own sincere effort. Tawakkul allows you to plan and reflect while resigning from the exhausting attempt to control every variable in the universe. Human beings are designed to make effort, not to predict the future or dictate the hearts of others. Those outcomes belong to a higher power. Dua acts as a psychological release valve. It allows you to place your fears outside of your own mind and hand them over to Allah. Internal peace begins when the heart realizes it does not have to carry the burden of control alone. You can start calming your mind by naming your fear. Clearly stating, "I am afraid of being judged," strips away the vague, endless power of a nameless anxiety. Collapse your mental spiral into one immediate action step based on the present moment. Focus only on what you can do right now. For severe or persistent anxiety, seeking professional therapy is a sign of wisdom. Faith and psychology work together to provide the tools needed for healing. These loud thoughts are signals from a scared nervous system seeking safety. rather than prophecies of incoming doom. The mind stops being a battlefield when you learn to trust Allah with what you cannot control. Subscribe to MindAxis with Aqsa for more on psychology explained through Islamic wisdom.